Thank you for visiting the Combs Waterkotte website and choosing to listen to our free audiobook, How to Choose a Criminal Defense Lawyer. If you or a loved one is facing criminal charges, choosing the right defense lawyer is one of the most important decisions you'll make. The outcome of your case can impact your freedom, reputation, and future. With so much at stake, you need an attorney who has the experience, skill, and dedication to fight for you. This free ebook from Combs Waterkotte walks you through every step of the selection process. Learn why acting fast is crucial, what qualities to look for in a lawyer, key questions to ask during a consultation, and red flags to avoid. With a history of case dismissals, reduced charges, and successful trial verdicts, our firm has earned a reputation as one of Missouri's top criminal defense teams. With this book, you can get the knowledge you need to make an informed decision and protect your rights. With the introduction out of the way, let's get started. Chapter 0. Introduction. Choosing the right criminal defense lawyer. Finding the right criminal defense lawyer is one of the most important decisions you'll make after being charged with a crime. The attorney you choose can impact the outcome of your case, your freedom, and your future. With so many options available, it's critical to know what to look for and how to evaluate potential legal representation. This ebook, How to Choose a Criminal Defense Lawyer, is designed to help you make an informed decision by breaking down the key factors to consider when hiring an attorney. Here's what you'll learn. Start looking for a lawyer. Immediately, acting fast can improve your chances of a favorable outcome. A lawyer can step in early to protect your rights, preserve evidence, and negotiate on your behalf. Assess your needs. What kind of case are you facing? Not all criminal cases are the same. Understanding your charges and legal options will help you find a lawyer with the right experience. Experience and specialization. Why they matter. A lawyer with a strong background in cases like yours will be better equipped to handle the challenges ahead. Local knowledge is key. Familiarity with local courts, judges, and prosecutors can make a significant difference in how your case is handled. Communication and accessibility. You need a lawyer who keeps you informed, answers your questions, and is available when you need them. Reputation and reviews. A lawyer's past cases, client reviews, and professional reputation can give insight into their effectiveness and reliability. Comfort level and trust. You should feel confident in your lawyer's ability and comfortable discussing all aspects of your case with them. Fee structure. Understand the costs. Legal representation can be expensive, so it's important to understand how fees are structured and what you're paying for. Initial consultations. What to ask. The consultation is your opportunity to assess a lawyer's qualifications and approach to your case. Red flags to avoid. Knowing what warning signs to watch for can help you steer clear of attorneys who might not have your best interests in mind. Making the final decision. After gathering all the information, this chapter will help you compare your options and choose the right lawyer for your defense. With the right criminal defense lawyer, you will have someone in your corner who knows the law, fights for your rights, and helps you navigate every stage of the process. Use this guide to make an informed decision and take control of your defense. Chapter 1. Why it's important to start looking for a lawyer immediately. If you've just been arrested or informed that you're under investigation for a crime, your first instinct may be to lay low and avoid taking action that might make you look guilty, like hiring a criminal defense lawyer. Unfortunately, this approach could cost you dearly. The legal process moves quickly, and every moment you delay hiring a lawyer can significantly impact the strength of your defense. Acting immediately is often the difference between a favorable outcome and conviction and incarceration. This chapter explains why hiring a criminal defense lawyer as soon as possible is the best thing you can do for yourself to protect your rights, gather evidence, and minimize the fallout of criminal charges. What happens if you don't hire a lawyer fast? Waiting to hire a criminal defense lawyer creates a long list of challenges, many of which are difficult to overcome later in the process. Here are some of the most serious risks of delaying. Lost or compromised evidence. Time is not your ally when it comes to evidence. Surveillance footage can be erased, physical evidence can degrade, and witnesses' memories can fade or become unreliable. Without a lawyer to intervene quickly, critical pieces of your defense may disappear. Unprotected constitutional rights. Law enforcement officers are trained to gather information that strengthens their case and earns a conviction. They don't want to prove you're innocent, and they're not necessarily interested in protecting your rights. Without a lawyer to guide you, you might unintentionally incriminate yourself during questioning. Additionally, any violations of your constitutional rights, like illegal searches or improper interrogation techniques, may go unchallenged if you don't have legal representation early on. You likely won't know many of the procedural errors police can make that weakens their case. Limited legal options. Delays in hiring a lawyer can close off opportunities to negotiate with the prosecution or get evidence barred early on. Early intervention might allow your lawyer to negotiate reduced charges, diversion programs, or even the dismissal of your case before formal charges are filed. Waiting too long may result in these options no longer being available. Increased charges and penalties. Prosecutors work diligently to build a strong case against you, and every day you wait gives them more time to strengthen their position. Delays can lead to more severe charges, harsher penalties, and fewer opportunities for a favorable outcome. Reputation and financial strain. Legal trouble can quickly tarnish your reputation, especially if word spreads before you've had a chance to take control of the situation. Additionally, waiting to hire a lawyer can increase the financial burden of your case. Reactive legal work to fix mistakes or recover lost ground is often more expensive than proactive representation. Advantages of hiring a defense lawyer. Quickly. Taking action early provides tangible benefits that can make a significant difference in the outcome of your case. Here's why. Immediate protection of your rights. A skilled attorney ensures that law enforcement follows proper procedures during questioning, arrests, and searches. With a lawyer present, you can avoid making self-incriminating statements, being pressured into unfair agreements, or being convinced to give up your rights. Get out of jail. Quickly. If you've already been arrested, an experienced criminal defense lawyer's first job should be to get you out of jail and back home. They can lower the bond amount and discuss alternative release options with the judge. This allows you to have the support of friends and family present while your criminal case unfolds. Early case assessment. Hiring a lawyer immediately gives you access to an expert who can review the charges against you, evaluate the prosecution's evidence, and begin identifying weaknesses in their case. This allows your defense strategy to be crafted with foresight and precision, potentially preventing unjust charges from escalating. Preservation of critical evidence. A defense lawyer can act quickly to preserve evidence that supports your case. This might include obtaining witness testimonies, gathering physical evidence, or securing video footage that could prove your innocence. Strategic negotiations. Early communication with the prosecution often opens the door to favorable negotiations. Your lawyer might secure reduced charges, plea agreements, or alternative sentencing options that wouldn't be available later in the process. Financial savings. Proactive legal representation can save you money in the long run. A lawyer can argue for a lower bond amount, help you avoid costly fines, and prevent additional charges that could arise from mishandled or prolonged cases. Reputation management. Having a lawyer handle your case immediately helps you maintain control of the narrative, both in public and in your personal life. This can minimize damage to your reputation and reduce stress during an already difficult time. Case studies. Acting fast versus waiting. While the following scenarios are fictional, they demonstrate how big an effect waiting to hire a lawyer can have on your freedom and future. Scenario 1. Emily takes immediate action. Emily, a teacher, was accused of assault after an argument with a parent at a school event escalated. While the situation was a misunderstanding, Emily knew her career and reputation were at risk. The next day, she contacted a criminal defense lawyer. Emily's lawyer shielded her from further accusations, advised her not to discuss the incident with her employer or others, especially the family, until a clear strategy was in place. Negotiated proactively. Reached out to the prosecutor early, arguing that Emily's actions were misinterpreted and presenting evidence of her good character. Avoided formal charges. The lawyer's swift action led to the matter being resolved without charges, sparing Emily from a court appearance and protecting her professional record. Emily was relieved to avoid a drawn-out legal process. By acting quickly, she prevented the situation from escalating and returned to her normal life with minimal disruption. Scenario 2. Mark waits. Too long to get help. Mark, a college student, was arrested for drug possession after a routine traffic stop. Believing the charges were minor, he decided to handle the situation on his own, thinking he could explain everything to the judge. Unfortunately, this decision had lasting consequences. Missed opportunities. Mark didn't realize he could have been eligible for a diversion program that would have kept the charges off his record. Without legal representation, he was unaware of this option and accepted a conviction. Escalated penalties. Mark's lack of preparation at his court hearing led the judge to impose a harsher penalty than he expected, including community service, fines, and probation. Long-term consequences. The conviction affected Mark's future job prospects and led to additional stress in his personal life. Had Mark consulted a lawyer immediately, he could have avoided many of these outcomes. A defense attorney would have explored every option to minimize the impact on his future. Scenario 3. Jessica gets expert legal guidance. Jessica, a single mother, received a summons to court after being accused of theft at her workplace. Confused and intimidated, she felt confident she could explain the misunderstanding to the judge. Fortunately, her family convinced her to hire a lawyer before her court date. Jessica's lawyer identified legal risks, discovered that Jessica's employer planned to introduce emails and receipts that could be misinterpreted as evidence against her. Prepared her defense, helped Jessica gather documentation proving she had permission for the transactions in question. Mitigated the situation, negotiated with her employer to settle the issue outside of court, avoiding a criminal record and further legal complications. By seeking legal representation, Jessica avoided a potentially damaging outcome. Her lawyer's expertise allowed her to resolve the matter quickly and with minimal stress. When should you hire a criminal defense lawyer? It's never too early to hire a criminal defense lawyer. In fact, consulting with an attorney before charges are even filed can sometimes prevent an arrest altogether or result in more favorable outcomes. However, certain situations demand immediate action to protect your rights and future. If you find yourself in any of the following scenarios, contacting a lawyer should be your top priority. Remember, you are under investigation for a crime. If law enforcement contacts you for questioning, or you become aware that you're being investigated, it's crucial to involve an attorney immediately. Even casual conversations with investigators can lead to self-incrimination. A lawyer will act as a buffer between you and law enforcement, ensuring your rights are upheld and advising you on what to say, or what not to say. Additionally, an experienced attorney may be able to influence the course of the investigation, potentially preventing charges from being filed in the first place. You have been arrested or cited for an offense. Being arrested is a clear indicator that you need legal representation. From the moment of your arrest, anything you say can be used against you in court, making it critical to have an advocate by your side. Arrests and citations typically indicate that charges have been filed or are imminent. A lawyer can help you understand the charges, explain your options, and start building your defense. Even if you've only been cited for a minor offense, having an attorney ensures you don't unintentionally escalate the situation or jeopardize your case. You receive a court summons or notice to appear. This formal notification often signifies that charges have already been filed. While it may seem less urgent than an arrest, it is equally important to act quickly. A summons often means the prosecution has already built a case, and delays in hiring a lawyer could leave you at a disadvantage. An attorney will evaluate the situation, advise you on the best course of action, and begin preparing your defense before your first court appearance. You believe you might face criminal charges. Sometimes you may suspect that charges are forthcoming, even if you haven't been formally notified. For example, if you're aware of an ongoing investigation, if your name has been mentioned in connection with a crime, or if someone has threatened legal action against you, it's wise to consult a lawyer. Early intervention can help you navigate potential pitfalls, protect your rights, and ensure you're prepared if charges are filed. Whether charges are already filed or you anticipate they might be, taking immediate action is essential to safeguard your future and ensure the best possible defense. Why hiring an attorney? Early matters. By taking action as soon as possible, you provide your lawyer with the time and resources needed to build a strong defense. Whether it's preserving evidence, negotiating with prosecutors, or challenging procedural errors, early legal representation can significantly impact the outcome of your case. Delays, on the other hand, can limit your options and make the process more stressful and costly. Chapter 2. Assess your needs. What kind of case are you facing? Criminal defense isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a nuanced field that demands expertise tailored precisely to your unique situation. When it comes to choosing the right criminal defense lawyer, understanding the specifics of your case is crucial. In this chapter, we'll explore how to assess your legal needs and hire the right lawyer to best handle your case. Understanding the charges against you. You need an attorney who clearly understands and can explain to you in detail the charges you're facing. Are you charged with a misdemeanor or a felony? Is the crime nonviolent, such as drug possession or fraud, or does it involve allegations of violence, like assault or murder? Different charges carry different possible penalties, ranging from fines and probation to lengthy or even lifetime prison sentences. Knowing the charges and the stakes will help you understand the importance of hiring a specialized lawyer with a high level of expertise. Take time to read through your charging documents, and don't hesitate to ask questions during your initial consultation with a criminal defense lawyer. Misdemeanors. These are less severe claims, including petty theft or simple possession, normally punishable by fines or up to 1 year in jail. While serious and carrying a stain on your record, they typically don't carry the life-altering consequences of a felony conviction. Felonies. These are more serious offenses, including armed robbery, drug trafficking, or rape. Felony convictions can lead to significant prison time and long-term repercussions on your future opportunities. Consider defense attorneys who specialize in specific areas of law. Criminal law encompasses a wide array of offenses. Many lawyers specialize in specific areas, which allows them to develop a deep understanding of the laws, procedures, and defense strategies that apply, as well as the local prosecutors, judges, and other professionals. To find the right lawyer for your case, consider the specific crime involved. DWI/DUI. Driving under the influence cases often involve complex technical evidence, like field sobriety tests and breathalyzer or even blood results. A skilled DWI/DUI lawyer knows how to challenge the reliability of this evidence and navigate administrative proceedings to protect your driving privileges. Sex crimes. Allegations of sexual misconduct carry severe social stigma and long-term legal consequences, including the possibility of required registration as a sex offender. An attorney with experience in this sensitive area will know how to handle these cases with discretion while rigorously defending your rights. Drug crimes. If you've been charged with possession, distribution, or trafficking of controlled substances, you'll want a lawyer experienced in drug laws and the nuances of searches and seizures. An effective drug crimes attorney will investigate the evidence, challenge the legality of law enforcement's actions, and explore options like diversion programs. Violent crimes. If you're accused of assault, robbery, or homicide, you'll need a lawyer experienced in handling high-stakes cases. They should know how to scrutinize witness testimony, challenge forensic evidence, and build a compelling defense. Juvenile crimes. When a minor is charged with a crime, the legal approach can differ substantially from adult cases. Juvenile defense lawyers understand the importance of protecting a young person's future and focusing on rehabilitation. Evaluate the complexity of your case. Some cases are straightforward, while others involve intricate legal issues. Determining the complexity of your case normally comes during an initial consultation and will help you decide whether you need a general criminal defense lawyer or more of a specialist with niche expertise. Typically, straightforward cases include first-time DWI/DUI or simple possession charges. These may be resolved through plea negotiations or alternative sentencing programs, probation, treatment, diversion, requiring a lawyer more familiar with local courts and standard procedures. More complex cases include federal drug crimes, white-collar cases, or multi-defendant conspiracies. These require an attorney with extensive experience, access to resources like a network chock full of expert witnesses, and a proven track record in handling similar cases. Special circumstances to consider. Certain cases come with unique circumstances that may influence your choice of a criminal defense lawyer. Repeat offenses. If you have prior convictions, such as multiple DWI/DUI, an experienced lawyer can advocate for reduced penalties and explore options to avoid being labeled a habitual offender. High-profile cases. If your case is likely to attract media attention, look for a lawyer skilled in managing public relations while protecting your interests. Immigration consequences. Non-citizens facing criminal charges might want to seek a lawyer experienced in both criminal and immigration law to minimize the risk of deportation or other immigration issues. Why assessing your needs matters in choosing a criminal defense lawyer. The legal system can be overwhelming, but taking the time to assess your situation and understand your needs puts you that much closer to making an informed decision on a criminal defense lawyer. A well-matched attorney won't just represent you. They'll advocate relentlessly for the best possible outcome, protecting your future every step of the way. Take the time to choose the best. With the right attorney, you're not just hiring a legal professional. You're gaining a trusted ally in your fight for justice. Chapter 3. Experience and specialization matter. When you're accused of a crime, the stakes couldn't be higher. Your freedom, reputation, and future are all on the line. Would you trust your case to someone who dabbles in criminal defense? Or would you choose someone who's dedicated their career to fighting prosecutors and defending clients in court? The difference between a family lawyer, personal injury lawyer, or any other lawyer versus a specialized criminal defense attorney is like the difference between a general doctor and a brain surgeon. You need someone with the right expertise for the job. This chapter explains why experience and specialization are critical factors in choosing the right lawyer for your defense and how they directly impact your case. Why criminal defense experience matters. Familiarity with the legal system. An experienced criminal defense lawyer doesn't just understand the law. They know how it's applied in your specific jurisdiction. They've worked with the local court system, interacted with the judges and prosecutors, and understand the unwritten rules that can make a significant difference in your case. These relationships can be invaluable during plea negotiations or pretrial discussions. This familiarity allows them to anticipate how the prosecution might build their case, navigate procedural challenges, and find opportunities to strengthen your defense. A lawyer with a solid reputation for fairness and professionalism may be able to secure more favorable terms for their clients. Track record of success. Lawyers with years of experience have seen a wide variety of cases and can draw on that knowledge to develop effective criminal defense strategies. They know what works and what doesn't because they've faced similar charges before. An attorney with a proven track record can inspire confidence, not just in you, but also in the courtroom. When a lawyer can reference past wins, they carry an authority that can influence negotiations and outcomes. Confidence and authority. Experienced attorneys command respect. Their confidence in court and during negotiations comes from years of practice, and it can make a powerful impression on prosecutors, judges, and even juries. This presence can mean the difference between a harsh sentence and a favorable resolution. Tailored defense strategies. Specialists know what works for specific types of cases. If you're facing drug charges, they know how to challenge evidence from a search. If you're accused of assault, they can highlight self-defense arguments. This focused expertise allows them to prioritize the most effective defenses for your unique situation. Generalists may lack depth. Lawyers who handle a little bit of everything or specialize in an area of law not related to criminal charges might not have the focused expertise to handle your case successfully. They may miss critical details, fail to anticipate the prosecution's strategies, or lack the confidence needed to negotiate effectively. Inexperience can be costly. An inexperienced lawyer might overlook key deadlines, fail to challenge weak evidence, or struggle to present a compelling argument in court. These mistakes can lead to harsher penalties, a criminal record, or even wrongful convictions. Criminal defense lawyers have their own specialties too. While all criminal defense lawyers focus on protecting the rights of the accused, many develop specific expertise in particular types of cases. Choosing a lawyer with experience in your type of charge can significantly improve your chances of a favorable outcome. DWI/DUI defense focuses on cases involving driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. These lawyers often know how to challenge and bar evidence from field sobriety tests, breathalyzer machines, and implied consent laws. Drug offenses specializes in cases ranging from simple possession to large-scale drug trafficking. They often challenge search and seizure procedures or advocate for diversion programs and treatment options. Violent crimes handles cases involving assault, domestic violence, manslaughter, or murder. These lawyers are skilled at building arguments like self-defense, duress, or necessity, and negotiating plea deals for reduced charges. White-collar crimes focuses on nonviolent financial crimes such as fraud, embezzlement, insider trading, or money laundering. They often rely on forensic accountants and other experts to analyze financial evidence and challenge allegations. Sex crimes specializes in defending against charges like sexual assault, indecent exposure, or solicitation. These cases often require a sensitive approach and an in-depth understanding of the potential consequences, including registration as a sex offender. Juvenile defense represents minors accused of crimes, including theft, vandalism, or more serious offenses. These lawyers understand the juvenile justice system and focus on rehabilitation over punishment. Federal crimes deals with cases involving federal offenses, such as tax evasion, interstate drug trafficking, or cybercrimes. These lawyers are experienced in navigating federal courts, which have different rules and sentencing guidelines than state courts. Appeals and post-conviction relief focuses on overturning wrongful convictions or reducing sentences after a trial. These lawyers excel at identifying legal errors and arguing for a new trial or sentence reduction. Property crimes handles charges such as burglary, theft, shoplifting, or arson. Defense strategies often focus on disproving intent or ownership disputes. Choosing a lawyer who specializes in your specific type of case ensures they have the focused knowledge and resources needed to build the strongest possible defense. Why you need a criminal defense lawyer with trial experience. While many criminal cases are resolved through plea bargains or pre-trial negotiations, some inevitably go to trial. If your case ends up in the courtroom, a lawyer who resolves most cases through pre-trial negotiation may not be able to get you the most favorable outcome. Here's why. Confidence under pressure. Trial lawyers are accustomed to the high-stakes environment of the courtroom. They can present arguments clearly, respond to unexpected developments, and maintain composure under intense scrutiny. This confidence not only reassures you, but can also influence how judges and juries perceive your defense. If your lawyer's nervous, they might view it as a sign your case is weak. Skill in building a persuasive narrative. Trial attorneys excel at crafting a compelling story that resonates with the jury. They know how to frame evidence and witness testimonies to highlight your innocence or cast doubt on the prosecution's case. Mastery of courtroom procedures. Trials are governed by strict rules of procedure and evidence. Experienced trial lawyers understand how to introduce or exclude evidence, object effectively, and handle jury instructions, ensuring no procedural advantage is lost. Cross-examination expertise. A lawyer's ability to cross-examine prosecution witnesses can make or break a case. Trial-tested attorneys are skilled at exposing inconsistencies, undermining credibility, and steering testimony in your favor. Negotiation leverage. A lawyer with trial experience often has more leverage during plea negotiations. Prosecutors know they are dealing with someone capable of taking the case to trial and winning, which can result in more favorable plea offers. Jury persuasion skills. Trials often hinge on a lawyer's ability to connect with a jury. Attorneys with courtroom experience understand how to present evidence in ways that resonate emotionally and logically with jurors. Case studies. Choosing the right or wrong criminal defense lawyer. While the following scenarios are fictional, they demonstrate how big of an effect hiring the right lawyer can have on your future and freedom. Scenario 1. Hiring a family lawyer for a DWI case goes wrong. Mike, a young professional, was pulled over late one night after leaving a friend's party. Knowing he'd had a couple of drinks, he followed advice he'd read online and refused the field sobriety and breathalyzer tests. He was arrested and charged with DWI. Looking for an attorney he could trust and felt comfortable with, Mike asked a friend, Sarah, a family law attorney, to handle the case. What went wrong? While Sarah successfully negotiated with the prosecutor to reduce the DWI charge to a traffic violation, she was unfamiliar with Missouri's implied consent law, which imposes an automatic one-year license suspension for refusing sobriety tests. Sarah didn't know that Mike could have requested an administrative hearing to challenge the license suspension, which needed to be done within 15 days of his arrest. As a result, Mike's license was suspended for a full year. During the suspension, Mike drove to work without a valid license and was pulled over for a minor traffic violation. He was charged with driving while revoked, a criminal negligence charge that carried additional penalties. Because of the compounded charges, Mike had to hire a specialized criminal defense lawyer later in the process, but by then, the damage was done. He faced higher fines, lost significant time from work, and had a criminal charge that could have been avoided. Had Mike hired a criminal defense attorney with DWI experience from the start, they would have understood the importance of requesting an administrative hearing to potentially save his license. Scenario 2. Lack of expertise worsens a felony case. Tyler, a college student, was arrested for drug possession after police found marijuana in his backpack during a routine traffic stop. Tyler claimed the drugs weren't his and were left there by a friend. Hoping to avoid involving his parents, Tyler hired a bankruptcy attorney recommended by a friend's family. What went wrong? The lawyer failed to question the legality of the traffic stop or the search of Tyler's backpack. A criminal defense attorney would have scrutinized the police report and challenged the evidence if the search was conducted improperly. The attorney wasn't familiar with local diversion programs that could have allowed Tyler to complete a rehabilitation course and have the charges dismissed. Without challenging the evidence or seeking alternatives, Tyler ended up with a conviction on his record, which later created obstacles when applying for internships and graduate programs. The missed opportunities haunted Tyler for years. A criminal defense lawyer would have known to examine the search's legality, argue to exclude the evidence, and explore diversion programs to protect Tyler's future. Specialized knowledge can mean the difference between a clean slate and a lasting record. Scenario 3. Violent crimes specialist saves prison time. David, a retail worker, was accused of aggravated assault after a bar fight spiraled out of control. Though David claimed he acted in self-defense, eyewitnesses painted a different picture, and the police charged him with using excessive force. Facing a Class B felony charge and the possibility of years in prison, David hired a criminal defense lawyer specializing in violent crime cases. What went right? The lawyer reviewed surveillance footage from the bar, which showed the other party initiating the altercation and David reacting only after being physically threatened. The lawyer brought in a self-defense expert to testify about the proportionality of David's response, demonstrating that his actions were reasonable under the circumstances. With compelling evidence and expert testimony, the lawyer convinced the prosecutor to reduce the charge to a misdemeanor, avoiding a felony conviction and incarceration. Thanks to the lawyer's focused expertise in violent crime cases, David avoided a criminal record and potential incarceration. Instead, he received probation and was able to move forward with his life without lasting repercussions. Questions to ask a criminal defense about experience and specialization. Choosing the right lawyer means asking the right questions. When interviewing potential attorneys, consider these. How many years have you practiced criminal defense law? What percentage of your practice focuses on criminal defense? Have you handled cases like mine before? What were the outcomes? Do you have experience with local courts, judges, and prosecutors? Can you provide examples of your approach to similar cases? Choose a criminal defense specialist you can trust. When your future is on the line, you can't afford to take chances. Choosing an experienced, specialized criminal defense lawyer is one of the most important decisions you'll make. Their expertise, track record, and connections can make all the difference in protecting your rights and achieving the best possible outcome. Don't settle for anything less than a lawyer who specializes in cases like yours. Contact a trusted criminal defense attorney today to start building your defense. Chapter 4. Local knowledge is key. When it comes to choosing the right criminal defense lawyer, one often overlooked factor can make all the difference. Local knowledge. A defense attorney's understanding of the local legal landscape, including the courts, prosecutors, judges, and law enforcement, can be a game changer in your case. In this chapter, we'll explore why local knowledge matters to your case, how it impacts your defense, and how to choose an attorney who truly knows the ropes in your jurisdiction. Why local knowledge matters. Every jurisdiction has its own set of procedures, practices, and personalities that influence how cases are handled. While criminal law is governed by the Missouri Revised Statutes, the way it's applied can vary significantly from one city or county to another. Whether your charges originated in a larger city like Kansas City, St. Louis, or Springfield, or within one of the numerous municipalities of St. Louis County or Jackson County. Here's why hiring a criminal defense lawyer with local knowledge is crucial. 1. Familiarity with local court rules. Court rules can differ widely between jurisdictions, and even small procedural missteps can cause delays or jeopardize your case. A local attorney with this familiarity will know how judges interpret and enforce specific laws, filing deadlines and requirements, preferences for how motions and evidence are presented. 2. Relationships with key players. Experienced local criminal defense attorneys often have established relationships with judges. Understanding a judge's tendencies and decision-making style helps your lawyer tailor arguments more effectively. This isn't simply knowing a particular judge's favorite scotch. It's knowing them on a deeper level, one that can make a difference in your case. Prosecutors. A lawyer familiar with local prosecutors can negotiate plea agreements or reduced charges more skillfully. Court staff. Building goodwill with clerks and other court personnel can expedite filings and hearings. 3. Knowledge of local law enforcement practices. Each law enforcement agency in Missouri has its own protocols, strengths, and weaknesses. An experienced local lawyer will understand how arrests are typically conducted, which officers may have a reputation for misconduct, and how evidence is often gathered, processed, and stored. all of which can be leveraged to challenge the prosecution's case. Real-world impact of local expertise. Consider this scenario as an example. You're charged with DWI/DUI in Andrew County, a small county in northwest Missouri. A lawyer with limited local knowledge might know the state's DWI/DUI laws, but might not be familiar with the local judge's stance on first-time offenders or the county's preference for alcohol education programs over jail time. Conversely, an attorney who regularly handles cases in that court will know these nuances and can craft a defense strategy that aligns with local norms. Additionally, that lawyer with local knowledge might know which police officers in that area have a history of mishandling evidence or violating suspects' rights, allowing them to mount a more effective challenge to the evidence against you. How to identify a criminal defense lawyer with local knowledge. When evaluating potential defense attorneys, use these strategies to gauge their familiarity with and expertise in the local legal system. Ask about their experience. Inquire about how often they handle cases in your specific jurisdiction. Questions to ask during your initial consultation should include: how many cases have you tried in this court? Have you handled cases similar to mine in this area? Do you know the judge and prosecutor assigned to my case? Check their reputation. Look for reviews, testimonials, or referrals from past clients in your area. A defense attorney who consistently delivers results in your jurisdiction will likely have a strong local reputation. Observe their confidence. During consultations, note whether the lawyer demonstrates a clear understanding of local laws, procedures, and key players. If they seem uncertain or unfamiliar with your court, it's likely a red flag. Verify their track record. Request examples of past successes in your jurisdiction. Specific, verifiable wins, like reduced charges, dismissed cases, or favorable verdicts, are good indicators of their expertise. Local knowledge versus out-of-town expertise. While local knowledge is crucial, there are situations where you might consider an out-of-town lawyer. In these scenarios, weigh the benefits of specialized expertise against the advantages of local knowledge. Some lawyers can provide both, perhaps being based out of town, yet having decades of experience in your particular area. Highly specialized cases. If your case involves a rare or complex issue, a specialized lawyer from another area may be worth consulting. Conflict of interest. In some jurisdictions, especially the smaller ones, a particular lawyer might have a conflict of interest if they've previously represented someone involved in your case. Finding a criminal defense lawyer with local knowledge is key. Local knowledge isn't just a convenience. It's a powerful tool in your defense. Don't overlook this when hiring a criminal defense lawyer. An attorney who understands the intricacies of your jurisdiction can anticipate challenges, navigate the system more efficiently, and advocate for you more effectively. When selecting a criminal defense lawyer, prioritize those with a proven track record in your area. It could make all the difference in your case. If you're facing criminal charges, don't leave your defense to chance. Choose a skilled criminal defense attorney with the local knowledge and expertise needed to protect your rights and fight for the best possible outcome. Chapter 5. Communication and Accessibility. When you're putting your freedom and future in another person's hands, the least they can do is answer your phone calls. However, not all criminal defense lawyers are as open and accessible to their clients as they should be. Whether you have questions about an upcoming court date or concerns about a potential plea deal, open and clear communication is essential for peace of mind and staying aligned with your defense. Choosing a criminal defense lawyer who prioritizes communication and accessibility ensures that you feel informed, supported, and confident throughout the legal process. This chapter explores what to look for in a lawyer's communication style and how it can impact your case. Why communication and accessibility is so important in criminal defense. From the moment you're arrested to the final resolution of your case, consistent communication and accessibility are critical to ensuring the best possible outcome. Here's why these qualities matter at every stage of the legal process. During the initial stages, arrest, bail, and preliminary hearing. Guidance during arrest. A lawyer who is accessible early on can provide immediate advice to prevent self-incrimination and ensure your rights are protected during police questioning. Securing bail. At a bail hearing, a lawyer who is present and prepared can advocate for a lower bond amount or alternative release conditions, allowing you to return home quickly. Preparation for preliminary hearings. Early communication helps your criminal defense lawyer gather necessary evidence and craft arguments to challenge charges or negotiate dismissals at this critical stage. During case development and negotiations. Understanding your options. As the case progresses, your lawyer should clearly explain plea offers, potential defenses, and the risks of going to trial. This ensures you can make informed decisions about your future. Building your defense. Accessible lawyers will keep you updated on the progress of their investigations, including gathering evidence, interviewing witnesses, and filing motions. Regular updates reduce uncertainty and keep you confident in your defense. Proactive negotiations. Timely communication allows your lawyer to engage with the prosecution strategically, potentially securing reduced charges or alternative resolutions before the case escalates. During trial preparation and proceedings. Building confidence. As your trial date approaches, clear communication ensures you understand the courtroom process, your role during the trial, and the arguments your lawyer will present. Staying prepared for the unexpected. Trials can be unpredictable, and accessible lawyers will keep you informed of developments in real time, addressing any changes or surprises effectively. Maintaining trust. Open communication builds trust, helping you feel confident that your lawyer is fully invested in your case. After the resolution of your case. Navigating post-case issues. Whether your case results in an acquittal, a plea agreement, or a conviction, you may still need your lawyer's guidance to address lingering issues like record expungement or probation requirements. Planning for the future. An accessible lawyer can provide resources or advice to help you rebuild and move forward after your case is resolved. Red flags to watch for. Here's how to recognize when a criminal defense lawyer may struggle to maintain effective communication with you during your case. Delayed responses. A lawyer who takes days or longer to return calls or emails may not have the bandwidth to give your case the attention it deserves. Vague or evasive answers. If a lawyer struggles to explain your case or avoids giving direct answers, it may signal a lack of preparation or transparency. Difficulty reaching your lawyer. Constantly getting stonewalled by a paralegal or struggling to contact your lawyer directly can leave you feeling disconnected and uncertain about your case. Case studies. Defense attorney communication and accessibility. While the following scenarios are fictional, they demonstrate how important it is for a criminal defendant to be able to communicate with their attorney at every stage of their case. Scenario 1. The lawyer who was hard to reach. James, a contractor, was accused of assault after a heated argument with a neighbor. He hired a lawyer recommended by a friend, but the lawyer rarely returned his calls and didn't explain his strategy for the case. When James learned about a court date just 2 days in advance, he struggled to gather the necessary documents and felt unprepared. On the day of the hearing, his lawyer arrived late and provided little guidance, leaving James anxious and unsure of what to expect. Due to the lawyer's lack of accessibility, James felt blindsided during negotiations and reluctantly accepted a plea deal that resulted in probation and fines. He later discovered that a better prepared lawyer could have built a stronger self-defense case. 2. Communication builds confidence for trial. Ava, a single mother, was also charged with assault after defending herself during a heated altercation with her neighbor. Her lawyer regularly updated her about the defense strategy, walked her through courtroom procedures, and practiced cross-examination questions with her. Ava felt calm and prepared by the time her trial began, and the jury found her not guilty after hearing her self-defense argument. The lawyer's consistent communication gave Ava the confidence she needed to testify effectively, resulting in her acquittal. Communication with your criminal defense lawyer is a key to success. Your lawyer should be your advocate, guide, and source of reassurance throughout your case. Accessibility early in the process, during your arrest, bail hearing, or initial negotiations, can set the tone for your entire defense. A lawyer who communicates clearly, keeps you informed, and is available when you need them ensures you feel confident and prepared for whatever lies ahead. Choose a lawyer who values your concerns and makes you feel like a person, not a case number. In a criminal case, every question, update, and decision counts. Chapter 6. Reputation and Reviews. When your future hangs in the balance, choosing the right criminal defense lawyer can make all the difference. One of the most telling indicators of a lawyer's competence and commitment to their clients is their reputation. Testimonials from current and past clients and peers can provide invaluable insights into what to expect if you hire them. But how do you sift through the noise and determine which attorney has the credibility and track record you can trust? In this chapter, we'll dive right in to learn more about reputation and reviews when choosing the best lawyer for your case. Why an attorney's reputation is everything. Reputation is more than just a lawyer's public image. It's the culmination of their courtroom victories, ethical standards, and client satisfaction. A criminal defense attorney with a proven reputation is often a safer bet, especially when facing serious criminal charges. A strong reputation signals trustworthiness. A lawyer's good standing in the community often reflects their honesty and reliability. Legal expertise. Respected attorneys consistently deliver results by leveraging their in-depth knowledge of the law. Respect in the legal community. Judges and prosecutors are more likely to engage cooperatively with a well-regarded lawyer, which can benefit your case. Why client reviews matter. Client reviews provide first-hand accounts of how a criminal defense lawyer operates. These testimonials offer a glimpse into their approach to communication, professionalism, and effectiveness. While glowing reviews are a good sign, it's also just as, if not more, important to note how the lawyer responds to criticism. A measured, professional response to negative feedback can speak volumes about their character. When perusing reviews, pay attention to success stories. Look for cases where the lawyer achieved favorable outcomes, especially ones similar to yours. Problem-solving skills. Did the attorney demonstrate creativity and determination in resolving complex legal issues? Client support. Was there transparent communication? Were clients kept informed and treated with respect? This is critical during what is often a stressful, challenging time. Negative reviews can be potential red flags and alert you to possible issues like lack of communication, poor attention to detail, or unprofessional conduct. If these appear to be the norm, or at least fairly consistent, you may want to steer clear. Peer recognition, awards and accolades. A lawyer's peers, including other attorneys and judges, are often the best judges of their abilities and personalities. Many reputable criminal defense lawyers receive accolades and awards. Peer recognition not only highlights skill, but also reflects the respect they command in the legal community. When searching for the best criminal defense attorney, look for distinctions like top attorney lists, whether it's being ranked and recognized by the likes of Avo, Lawyer.com, Justia, or U.S. attorneys. These are prestigious honors that shouldn't be overlooked. Leadership roles. Membership in or leadership of respected legal organizations shows professional excellence. Examples include American Bar Association, the National College for DUI Defense, Missouri Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers, St. Louis County Bar, Bar Association of Metropolitan St. Louis, Trial Skills Awards. Recognition from trial advocacy groups indicates a lawyer's ability to excel in court. Volunteer roles. Finding a lawyer who is an active member of their community goes a long way in shining light on their personality. Look for criminal defense lawyers who take action and volunteer time to support local groups. Questions to ask about a criminal defense lawyer's reputation. When consulting with a lawyer for the first time, don't hesitate to ask questions about their reputation directly. After all, their answers and willingness to provide transparency can help you gauge their credibility and professionalism. A few questions you can ask. Do you have references from previous clients? What awards or recognitions have you received in criminal defense? Have you handled cases similar to mine before? What were the outcomes? Do your research. Where to look for reviews of criminal defense lawyers. Reviews and ratings are at your fingertips. Here's where to start. Google reviews. Any lawyer or law firm worth their salt will have an easily accessible Google profile with client testimonials, Q&As, services, videos, social media profiles, and more. This makes it easy to find a criminal defense lawyer with the best reputation and reviews. Social media. Check platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn for feedback and updates on the attorney's recent work. Legal directories. Websites like Martindale Avo, Lawyers.com, and Attorney at Law provide detailed profiles, reviews, and ratings. The importance of reputation and reviews when choosing a criminal defense lawyer. Reputation and reviews are far more than just bragging rights. They're a reflection of a lawyer's dedication to their craft and their clients. Take the time to research, ask questions, and trust your instincts. Your future depends on it. When you choose a criminal defense lawyer with a strong track record, you're not just hiring a legal representative. You're partnering with someone who understands what's at stake in your case and will fight relentlessly for the best possible outcome. Chapter 7. Comfort Level and Trust. Trust is the foundation of any attorney-client relationship. You don't want to find yourself sitting across from someone tasked with defending your future, yet wondering if they even care about your case. Maybe they rush through explanations, leaving you confused, or they don't seem genuinely interested in your side of the story. Working with a criminal defense lawyer you don't trust or feel comfortable with can add unnecessary stress to an already challenging situation. You need a criminal defense attorney who sees you as a person, not a case number. This chapter will explain why comfort level and trust matter, how they affect the outcome of your case, and what to look for when choosing a lawyer. Why comfort level and trust matter when choosing a criminal defense lawyer. Here's why something as subjective as the vibe you get from a defense attorney matters. Open communication. Trust fosters transparency. When you feel comfortable with your lawyer, you're more likely to share critical details about your case, even those that might seem embarrassing or irrelevant. A lawyer can only build a strong defense with all the facts, and withholding information, whether intentionally or not, can weaken your case. For example, if you trust your lawyer, you're more inclined to something you know you did wrong that could surface during the prosecution's investigation. These details might allow your lawyer to prepare for potential attacks on your credibility or find ways to mitigate the impact on your case. Reduced stress and anxiety. Facing criminal charges is a stressful experience, but a lawyer you trust can provide relief. Knowing that your attorney is genuinely invested in your case allows you to focus on your daily life while they work to achieve the best possible resolution to your case. A good criminal defense lawyer will explain each step of the process in clear, understandable terms, so you never feel lost or overwhelmed. This kind of support helps reduce the emotional strain of being accused of a crime and help you approach the situation with confidence. Confidence in decision-making. Criminal cases often involve critical decisions, such as whether to accept a plea deal or take the case to trial. These decisions are easier to make when you trust your lawyer's advice. A lawyer who explains the risks and benefits of each option honestly and clearly empowers you to make choices that align with your goals and values. For instance, during plea negotiations, your lawyer might recommend accepting a deal that avoids jail time but includes probation. If you trust their expertise and judgment, you're more likely to feel confident in following their recommendation. How to gauge comfort level and trust. Initial meeting vibes. The initial consultation is the first opportunity to assess how comfortable you feel with a lawyer. Do they listen carefully to your concerns? Do they take the time to explain things clearly? Most importantly, do they treat you with respect and make you feel valued as a client? If you leave the meeting feeling heard and understood, it's a good sign that the lawyer prioritizes your needs and is invested in building a strong relationship. Honesty and transparency. Trustworthy lawyers are upfront about what they can and cannot do for you. They set realistic expectations and don't shy away from discussing what might make certain outcomes difficult to achieve. Beware of lawyers who promise guaranteed results or downplay the seriousness of your charges. This could be a red flag for unethical or inexperienced behavior. A good lawyer will also explain their fee structure clearly, so you know you're paying for and aren't surprised by higher bills than you expected. Responsiveness. Communication goes hand in hand with accessibility. A lawyer who responds promptly to your calls or emails demonstrates that they value your concerns and take your case seriously. If you're repeatedly getting stonewalled by a receptionist or paralegal when you have a question, how can you be sure they'll take your case seriously if you need to go to trial? Professional reputation. A lawyer's reputation within the legal community can provide additional assurance of their trustworthiness and competence. Look for reviews and testimonials from past clients, and consider asking about the lawyer's standing with professional organizations or their track record in cases similar to yours. Websites like Avo and Martindale-Hubbell include attorney profiles with reviews from past clients and other lawyers. Questions to ask a criminal defense lawyer to assess comfort level and trust. Do you feel respected and heard during meetings? A lawyer who listens carefully and takes your concerns seriously is more likely to prioritize your case and earn your trust. Does the lawyer explain your case and options clearly? Clarity and transparency build confidence even if everything they say isn't necessarily what you wanted to hear. Are they honest about the strengths and weaknesses of your case? A trustworthy lawyer sets realistic expectations, addressing potential challenges openly rather than offering false assurances. Do they seem genuinely invested in your case and well-being? Look for a lawyer who demonstrates empathy and shows that they are personally committed to achieving the best outcome for you. Choose a criminal defense attorney you can rely on. Your criminal defense lawyer is what's standing between freedom and possible incarceration. Find a criminal defense lawyer you can rely on, someone who listens, cares, and fights for your future. With the right attorney by your side, you can approach your case with confidence and peace of mind. Chapter 9. Initial Consultations. What to ask your lawyer. No one wants to have to hire a criminal defense lawyer. You're likely facing one of the most stressful situations in your life, and trying to think of everything you can to make the situation go away as quickly as possible. One thing you absolutely do not want to rush is choosing a criminal defense lawyer. Your first consultation with a lawyer is your opportunity to take control of the situation by making sure you find the right person to protect you and your rights. This meeting isn't just about helping the attorney understand your case. This is the criminal defense attorney's job interview, and you decide if you hire them or not. Do they have the right experience? Can you trust them to handle your case with care and professionalism? Are they transparent about the process and realistic about potential outcomes? This chapter will guide you through what to expect during the consultation and the key questions to ask. The right lawyer can make all the difference, and they should be able to explain how they can help in your first meeting. What to expect during your first consultation with a criminal defense lawyer. The initial consultation is the first step in building your defense. Understanding what to expect during this meeting can help you prepare and ensure you get the most out of the conversation. Here's what typically happens during a consultation. Overview of your case. Be ready to provide a full and honest account of your situation. The lawyer will ask detailed questions about the events leading to your charges, the evidence against you, and your personal background. You don't have to tell your defense lawyer if you're guilty, but you should answer any questions they ask honestly, and be honest about the facts of the case. Preliminary assessment. After hearing the details, the lawyer may offer a general assessment of your case, including potential defenses, risks, and likely outcomes. Keep in mind that this assessment is preliminary. The lawyer will need more time to gather evidence, review discovery, and conduct their own investigation, separate from law enforcement's, before forming a concrete strategy. Be cautious of lawyers who promise guaranteed results or claim they can definitely get your charges dismissed. Such assurances are often unrealistic and unethical. Discussion of fees and payment structures. Expect the lawyer to explain their fees and billing structure during the consultation. This may include an hourly rate, flat fees, or a retainer, depending partially on your case and partially on how the law firm typically charges clients. Ask about additional costs, such as filing fees, court expenses, or payments for expert witnesses. If you have to take your case trial, there will likely be additional costs. A reputable lawyer will provide a clear and transparent explanation of what to expect financially. Your role and communication methods. The lawyer will likely discuss what they need from you as a client, such as providing documents, attending hearings, or avoiding certain behaviors that could impact your case. They should also explain how they will communicate with you throughout the process, including their preferred methods, e.g., phone, email, and how often you can expect updates. This is your opportunity to gauge their accessibility and willingness to keep you informed about your case. Key questions to ask during a consultation with a defense attorney. Asking the right questions during your initial consultation is essential to understanding the lawyer's qualifications, approach, and how they plan to handle your case. These questions will help you assess whether the lawyer is the right fit for your situation. Experience and expertise. How long have you practiced criminal defense law? Understanding the lawyer's background gives you a sense of their overall experience. Have you handled cases similar to mine before? A lawyer familiar with your type of charges is more likely to anticipate challenges and craft an effective defense. For example, a lawyer skilled in DUI/DWI defense might not have the same expertise in order of protection cases or violent crimes. What is your track record with cases like mine? Asking about their success in similar cases can provide reassurance about their capabilities and allows you to gauge how they might handle your case. Defense strategy. What is your proposed defense strategy for my case? This helps you evaluate their approach and whether it aligns with your goals. While they'll need more time to determine a full defense, if they have the right experience, they should be able to communicate some ideas. How strong do you think my case is? Honest feedback about the strengths and weaknesses of your case shows the lawyer is realistic and thorough. If they're honest about the potential consequences, it likely means they're serious about mitigating them. Potential outcomes. What are the possible outcomes in my case? Gaining insight into potential resolutions helps set your expectations. Are there options besides going to trial? A good lawyer will explore alternatives like plea agreements, diversion programs, or dismissals. Fees and costs. What are your fees and how are they structured? This ensures transparency about costs and payment terms. Are there additional costs, such as filing fees or expert witnesses? Knowing potential extra expenses prevents surprises later. Timeline and process. How long do you expect my case to take? This helps you plan for the duration of the legal process. Don't be put off if the defense attorney says it might be longer than you expect. That often means they will be thorough and look at every avenue to find a successful resolution without going to trial. What are the next steps in my case? A clear explanation of the process reassures you that the lawyer is organized and knowledgeable. Case handling. Who will personally handle my case? Some lawyers delegate work to associates or paralegals. Knowing who will be involved is important. While experienced, skilled attorneys often have great paralegals and assistants, they still need to be intimately involved in your case to get the best outcome. Will I be working directly with you, or will your staff be involved? This question clarifies how much direct access you'll have to the lawyer you're hiring. Communication. How often will you update me on the progress of my case? Regular updates reduce stress and help you feel informed. What is your preferred method of communication? This ensures your expectations align with the lawyer's communication style. Trial experience and local knowledge. How often do you go to trial? Trial experience is crucial if your case ends up in court. Choose a lawyer with a history of achieving not guilty verdicts, not one who always settles for the best plea agreement. Do you have experience with the judge and prosecutor handling my case? Familiarity with local players can provide strategic advantages during your defense. Remember, your consultation is the defense lawyer's job interview. The initial consultation is your first opportunity to make a decision about your case. Don't waste it. By asking thoughtful questions and watching for red flags, you can make an informed decision about who to hire. Remember, you need an advocate who will listen, care, and fight for you. Your future is too important to leave to chance. Use your consultation to find the lawyer who will fight for you. Chapter 10. Red Flags to Avoid. Choosing the right criminal defense lawyer is probably the most critical decision you'll make after your arrest. While the right attorney can be a game-changer and ultimately provide the difference between freedom and long-lasting, if not permanent, consequences, the wrong one can lead to stress, financial strain, and even jeopardize the outcome of your case. To make sure you're putting your trust in the best hands, it's essential to recognize the warning signs that might indicate a lawyer is not the right fit for you. In this chapter, we'll explore 10 red flags and what to watch for during your search for a criminal defense lawyer. 1. Lack of experience in criminal defense. Not all lawyers specialize in criminal defense, and hiring someone without experience in this field can be a costly mistake. An attorney who primarily handles personal injury, claims, or real estate transactions does not have the expertise to navigate the complexities of criminal law. What to watch for? Vague answers about previous cases or criminal defense experience. A lack of familiarity with local court procedures or judges. What you need: a skilled defense attorney with a proven track record in criminal law, particularly in cases similar to yours. 2. Overpromising results. Be cautious of attorneys who guarantee specific outcomes. While confidence is important, no criminal defense lawyer can promise a dismissal or an acquittal, as the outcome of your case depends on numerous factors beyond their control. What to watch for? A reluctance to discuss potential risks or challenges in your case. Statements like, "I guarantee you'll walk free," or "There's no way you'll lose." What you need: an experienced criminal defense lawyer who is realistic about the possible outcomes and provides an honest, transparent assessment of your case. 3. Lack of transparency about fees. Be careful with lawyers who are vague or evasive about their fee structure. Hidden fees or surprise charges are just that, and they can quickly turn an already stressful situation into an outright nightmare. What to watch for? A reluctance to discuss or answer questions regarding costs during your initial consultation. Requests for large upfront payments without much clarification. No written agreement outlining fees and services. What you need: an attorney who provides a clear, detailed fee agreement and is upfront about potential additional costs. Poor communication. Clear and timely communication is critical to your case. An attorney who doesn't return calls, emails, or updates you on your case can leave you feeling frustrated and in the dark. What to watch for? Feeling rushed or dismissed during consultations. Difficulty reaching the lawyer or their office staff. Unanswered questions or lack of follow-through. What you need: a legal team that is available 24/7 with the expertise for prioritizing communication and keeping you informed every step of the way. 5. A one-size-fits-all approach. Every case is unique, and your defense strategy should be tailored precisely to your specific circumstances. Beware of attorneys who rely on cookie-cutter approaches or fail to dig into the details of your situation. What to watch for? A generic strategy that doesn't address your scenario. Little interest in the specifics of your case. What you need: an expert criminal defense lawyer who takes the time to understand your case and creates a personalized, strategic defense. 6. Limited local knowledge. Criminal defense requires far more than just understanding the law. It also demands local knowledge, most notably a familiarity with courts, judges, and prosecutors. A lawyer without this knowledge will struggle to build effective defense strategies or negotiate favorable plea agreements. What to watch for? No established presence in your area. An attorney who seems unfamiliar with local court procedures. What you need: a criminal defense lawyer who possesses deep local knowledge and has built relationships within the community. 7. Lack of empathy or interest. Your defense attorney should genuinely care about your case and your future. If they treat you like just another number or seem indifferent to your concerns, it's probably time to look elsewhere. What to watch for? Minimal effort to explain your options or answer your questions. A dismissive or condescending attitude. What you need: a criminal defense attorney who is compassionate, attentive, and dedicated to relentlessly defending your innocence. 8. Negative reputation or reviews. An attorney's reputation speaks volumes about their competence and professionalism. Numerous negative reviews and a history of unhappy clients are clear warning signs. What to watch for? A lack of references or unwillingness to provide client testimonials. Poor online reviews or ratings. What you need: a criminal defense lawyer with positive reviews, a strong track record, and a reputation for overall excellence. 9. Pressure to resolve the case. Quickly. While accepting a plea deal is sometimes the best option, an attorney who pushes for a quick resolution without exploring all your options may not have your best interests at heart. What to watch for? Lack of interest in preparing for trial. Pressure to accept a plea deal without thorough discussion. What you need: a criminal defense lawyer who is willing to fight for the best outcome, whether that means negotiating a favorable plea deal or taking your case to trial. 10. No clear plan of action. An attorney should be able to outline a concise plan for your defense. If they can't explain their strategy or seem unprepared, it's a major red flag. What to watch for? Confusing or vague explanations of your case. No apparent strategy for achieving the best possible outcome. What you need: a criminal defense lawyer who provides a well-defined, client-centered plan and keeps you involved in the process right from the get-go. Avoiding red flags while choosing a criminal defense lawyer. Avoiding red flags is just as critical as identifying positive qualities when choosing an attorney. You deserve a criminal defense lawyer with experience and expertise who delivers a client-centered approach, who is equipped with resources and is trial-ready. By staying vigilant in your search and knowing what to watch for, you can find an attorney who will protect your rights and fight for your future. Chapter 11. Making the final decision. By now, you've learned how to evaluate a criminal defense lawyer from every angle to find the one that can achieve the best possible resolution to your case. Here's a quick recap. Start looking for a lawyer immediately. The sooner you hire a lawyer, the better your chances of protecting your rights and building a strong defense. Assess your needs. What kind of case are you facing? Identify the specific type of charges you're facing and find a lawyer with expertise in that area. Experience and specialization. Why they matter. A lawyer with experience and a focus on cases like yours will be better equipped to navigate the complexities of your situation. Local knowledge is key. A lawyer familiar with the local courts, judges, and prosecutors can use that insight to your advantage. Communication and accessibility. Open communication and availability are critical for reducing stress and ensuring you're informed every step of the way. Reputation and reviews. A lawyer's reputation and client testimonials can provide valuable insight into their reliability and success rate. Comfort level and trust. Trust and a strong personal connection are essential for building a productive attorney-client relationship. Fee structure. Understand the costs. Ensure you have a clear understanding of the lawyer's fees, payment schedule, and any additional expenses. Initial consultations. What to ask. Use your consultation to ask the right questions, evaluate the lawyer's expertise, and determine if they're the right fit. Red flags to avoid. Watch out for warning signs such as over-promising results, vague answers, or a lack of interest in your case. What to do after your consultation. Once you've completed all the above steps, it's finally time to make a decision. Compare your options. Reflect on the consultations you've had, weighing each lawyer's experience, communication, and your comfort level with them. Follow up. If you have any lingering questions or concerns, don't hesitate to reach out for clarification. Trust your instincts. Choose a lawyer you feel confident in and who has shown a genuine commitment to your case. Final thoughts on choosing the right lawyer for your case. Choosing the right criminal defense lawyer is likely the most important decision you'll make from now until the resolution of your case. More than a legal representative, the right lawyer is your advocate, guide, and strongest ally during a challenging time. Take the time to choose wisely and trust the lawyer who listens, cares, and has the expertise to fight for your future. Combs Waterkotte looks forward to helping you with your criminal case and being there for you in your time of need.